So what it's like starting over at 49. I literally sold everything and moved across the country. So how I got to where I'm at, how I left a life that was, I don't know, I felt like I was just spinning my wheels. I felt like I wasn't making any progress in life. I mean, I lived in California, and as many of you know, I'm a barber. I, own a barber shop. It just seemed like, you know, you were just getting taxed. There was always like an increase in your power bill. There was always an increase somewhere, whether it was your insurance, your power, your water, your whatever, your rent. Rent every year was going up, and it was like $100. I was renting the space for my barbershop. I was renting the space, a place to live. And every year, consistently, it was going up $100. So every year I had a new $200 a month bill. So that was just something I was dealing with out there. So I was dealing with a lot of that. And then the home ownership on, a barber's income. And I'm probably upper 10%, barber income. Like, I'm not like, the $30,000 a year guy. I was doing very well, but it just wasn't keeping up. I wasn't able to save enough, just all the outside expenses of just living in California. So I was in this frame of mind, something's got to change. I've got to do something. I'm not married. My daughter's grown. She's living her best life, and I was alone. And I'm just trying to just make ends meet. I just realized I'm done with this lifestyle. I'm done with this. And so it all started about 2 years before I moved. I started researching all over the country. I decided, you know what? I'm going to scale down. I'm going to start minimalizing my life. I started slimming down, all the clothing, all the, just everything. I slowly started just kind of getting things out of my life. I lowered my Amazon purchases. So, because I found that I was just in this place where I was just, kind of fulfilling some sort of comfort. It was just like how people comfort eat. I was comfort buying, I guess, and I stopped all that. And I realized, especially living out there, I needed to start scaling back on all my expenses. So I cut back on all my online subscriptions, like the Netflix and all that stuff. I really started just scaling back every little, I guess, drip expense, that was in my life. And, you'd be surprised how much those subscriptions add up. So I started with those. I started with my spending habits. I also started with my diet. I started eating more like raw vegetables and meats. And that improved my health. Drinking a lot more water. I mean, you'd be surprised. The things that you spend a lot of money on aren't exactly the healthiest things for you. Like all the cheeses, all the whatevers. The processed foods. And I started actually eating real food, and I found that my grocery bill started going down and my health started getting better. So I started doing all these little things in my life before I made the move. And then finally, within that, year of finally making the move in my life, I started selling everything. Literally, I was getting rid of all the gym equipment in my garage. I was getting, I sold my motorcycle. I sold everything. I mean, it got down to where it was I was just I was living a minimalist lifestyle. And then I was just saving. I was saving as much as I could. And then the last year or 6 months to a year, I moved out of my apartment, sold everything, the couches, everything, donated. And I moved into the back of my barber shop, which I had an office space. It was a 2,500 square foot spot. So there's a whole back area. And I built a little loft area. It was cool. It worked. It was functional. And And then I started the process of selling everything in my barber shop. You know, I started selling things I didn't need, donating things I didn't want. And then like I said, that last month, you know, I was selling out like all the extra barber chairs I had. I, you know, sold the washer and dryer. Like, so I literally sold everything in my life, and it got down to like where all I had or all I owned, I could fit into this truck. So I've got a topper on the back. I don't have a camper. So I had literally like 6 big bins that would fit in the back, and then all the extra space I would fit, you know, whatever miscellaneous things. And that was that. Like, I remember that day. Like, so I had to go through this 3 times. I have a 5.5 foot bed on my truck. And so it will only fit 6 of these HDX black and yellow boxes. So I've got it down to 5, but I also need room because I have my tools and a couple odd boxes that need to fit. So I got rid of a lot of clothes. I got rid of a lot of stuff. I knew I was going minimal, but I didn't realize I was going this minimal. So wherever I land, I can rebuild and go from there. But as far as I know right now, everything that I have here, this will fit in the back of my truck as well as inside, and still give me enough room to be able to sleep, have my cooler, things like that. So this is going to be interesting. So I've got about, what, 20 hours left in this place, and then I'm out of here. And then I do the final walkthrough on the shop, and then I am officially homeless or houseless, however you want to look at it. Just feeling like, wow, I just sold my whole, everything that what I identified as my life, all these things that I accumulated, you know, are gone now. They're gone. Luckily, I'm on it, you know, I turned it into, you know, I liquidated it into cash, and now it's sitting in my bank account, but it's gone. And everything that means anything or that's going to build me a life is in this back of this truck. It was a little unnerving, but then as I loaded up, handed over the keys to my landlord, said my goodbyes, and I was on the road heading to Alabama, I never felt more free in my life. I never felt more free in my life. Like, I felt like, luckily I had money in the bank because I've been saving to buy a house, and that didn't happen. So luckily I had a nice little nest egg, but I just felt so darn like crazy free. Like, I can go anywhere, I can do anything right now. I you know what I mean? I have nowhere to be. I literally was homeless, but you know what I mean? Like, in a different context, not homeless like I was forced out there and I have a problem or whatever. Like, it was just a different kind of homeless. I was houseless, but I felt so free. And when I got to Alabama, like, I was full of hope. But when I got here, and I told you this story, if you go and follow my video, I'll put it up at the end of this video. I got here, was living in a hotel for a couple of weeks, and then next, an opportunity of buying another barbershop popped up. Like, God was good. Like, he put this in front of me, and obviously, I had to pay, a significant amount of money, but I went with it. I walked through it. I bought the barbershop, and everything worked out. And now here I am, a year later. It's been 1 year living in Alabama. It's been 1 year owning the barbershop, and everything worked out. I've got a 2-bedroom apartment downtown where I live. And it's good. I made all my money back in the first year, of the purchase of the barbershop, and I've got surplus. So, my next goal now is just another year will pass, and then I'll be eligible to, get financing and lending for hopefully a home. But everything here, so let me backtrack. So everything here, I did my taxes this year, and I made 30% more here, income-wise, than I did in California. 30%. Like, that's huge. And then everything here is like 30 to 50% cheaper than California. So technically, my expenses increased by 60%, or my income. If I really wanted to look at it from cost of living to increase in income, I got pretty much a 60% raise. Unbelievable. Best decision of my life. And I'm happy. Like, I am genuinely happy. Although, yeah, it's like I don't have the friends and, I don't have like the hobbies that I used to have, but I'm working on that. I'm working on the hobbies, and hopefully, I'll make some friends, which I think I will. But that's it. Like, I'm genuinely happy. I don't think in numbers like I used to, like always thinking about how much something's going to cost. Always thinking, okay, it's going to cost this much to put gas in my car, to drive this far, to enjoy something, or, like, it's just, I don't think like that as much anymore. It's lessened. I know that, like, I've got money coming in. I know that I have income. So yeah, upending my life at 49 for opportunity was the, it's scary. I'm not gonna lie. It's upending your life at 49. It's a scary thing to do, like, no doubt. But I played those cards and I hit aces. Like, it's so good down here. If you're on the fence about, upending your life in your late 40s, early 40s, whatever, at any point in time in your life, even in your 50s, man, like, because you're just not happy anymore, and the place that you live is no longer serving you, and you just feel stuck, like you feel like your wheels are spinning, and you feel like if you don't make a move now, that that you're just you're not going to ever get out of that feeling or that sense of just being stuck or just not feeling inspired anymore. Do it. Make the move. Start planning now. Give yourself a good 2-year, plan it. Definitely don't just willy-nilly it. I mean, you could probably willy-nilly it. God will take care of you. But I mean, I if you want to do it responsibly, I would recommend developing a savings plan, scaling down everything, work on your expenses, what's going out, and just do it. Like, don't be fearful. Just be smart about it and do what you have to do. And I'm telling you, if I'm a man of faith, and I'll tell you what, like, I couldn't have planned the things in the life that I've got right now. I could have never planned it like this. It was like too perfect. It was too good. And some people say, oh, it's because of this and that. It's like, no, dude, I don't have family. Dude, mom lives in a trailer, on a 1-acre piece of land. Dad, he's just a old crazy dirtbag biker. Like, I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy who had the silver spoon. I'm not that guy who had, has trust fund or anything like that. I'm just the guy, dude, who had to figure things out in life, and I learned from other people, and YouTube helped as well. But I'm not that guy who had everything handed to him. I had to figure all this out. And man, I am so grateful for the life I have today. I'm so grateful that I followed my intuition. I'm so grateful that, I acted upon that intuition. And I'm telling you, life is good. So if you're thinking about doing it, do it. Plan it out. Make it happen. All right. That's enough out of me.